Hello, everybody. Wow, that got hot. Let me stop yelling in the microphone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Steven Kelley. This is the Steven Kelley Show. It's Thursday once again. It's November 13th. Oh, I got to set the microphone down. I'm getting noises. It's November 13th, 11/13. It's now 6:03 p.m., 2025. Title of tonight's show, and this just came to me a little while ago. I love how that always happens, is Sons of the Father. And that'll make more sense as we go along. And I'd like to say that I'm excited to be here, but I can never tell anymore if it's excitement or anger or what, or a combination thereof. And I'll tell you, sometimes stuff hits me that, I already knew, but when it hits me in the face with that proof thing, that give me a link thing that people are always asking for, and there it is in writing, there's the smoking gun, there's the proof, there's the footprints, the fingerprints, whatever it is that you need to prove things, there it is. Now, honestly, I've had the, I don't know if you want to call it a curse or the blessing, of kind of knowing stuff that I'm not supposed to know. I have no reason to know. I just know. And I guess that's what being psychic is all about, is that you just know stuff and you don't really have any reason to know it. And sometimes you know stuff and you try to share that with people and it really bothers those people until, of course, it comes out to be true, if you know what I mean. I mean, I'm talking petty stuff, like relationships at home and bad decisions people are going to make. You say, oh, you better not do that, and then, of course, it's like I used to have a saying, it sucks being right all the time. But I'll tell you, this Getty stuff, though, this whole saving the world business and this whole fighting against the Satanists and all that, about, first of all, before I go any further, shout out to the guys over there in tinfoil hat. Not the small, not to be confused with the small hat gang, but the tinfoil hat gang. Now, so where was I? Oh, yeah, the fighting these Satanist stuff. I broke my program a long time ago, I'll tell you that. But the thing is that, when the time comes, and I think it's coming really soon, because like I said, the smoking guns are starting to be uncovered, and, like the Epstein thing and the Trump pedophilia thing and the Intertel Mafia thing, it's just not going away. And of course, then there's the whole Occupy the Getty thing and Gordon Getty. And it's been difficult to tie all this stuff in together. And of course, when you're psychic, you don't really need to, because you already know. It's like connecting all the dots. I don't need to connect all the dots. I already know where all the dots go. I know the path. It's kind of like electricity. When you understand Saturn and you understand the true nature of electricity, you understand that it already knows where it's going a long time before it travels down the wire. Crazy stuff, but that's way beyond the scope of normal humans. Much like this whole business with this whole saving the world crap and this whole corrupting the world crap and, Satanism in general. We like to think we understand it, but we don't. And I'll tell you, me personally, even though I have all this personal experience and insight and, change in programming and, actual hands-on involvement, it still took me a long time to figure a lot of things out. Hell, it took me 5 years to figure out that the CIA that I was working for was actually the NSA, but it was actually the NSA, the Oliver North gang. It took me another 20 years to figure out it was Intertel and all that business and the whole Don Nixon, Robert Vesco mafia business. I mean, my God, just figuring out it was all mafia took a long time. And basically what that tells me is that I'm 20 years behind them. It takes me a little while to connect my dots to figure out what's going on that I'm sharing with you. This stuff I'm sharing with you about the Getty and everything like that, that took me a while to put it together. And as I've been traveling down this path now for a good 20-something years or whatever it is since I, from 1990 or 2000, whenever you want to consider it having started, 87 if you want to go back to that far. But I guess it got really, Oliver North stuff, that was 2000. and or no, was that no? That was 1990. And then, of course, the Getty stuff was like 2000. So it's like, when do you want? It was been real the whole time. But even then, I was naive, and I was just floundering in there like some sort of, average guy, like I like to claim to be, immersed in this underworld of wicked activity. And it's constantly taking me this long to understand it. But I realize now, after so many years of trying to share this information with you guys and trying to get you guys to respond and trying to make changes, positive changes based on the stuff that I'm trying to share with you, I realize that you're like 20 years behind me. And your best tool that you've got was good 20 years behind the enemy. That tells you what we're looking at. It's probably more like 50 years. Okay, whatever it is that we know or we think we know or what we're beginning to figure out is a good 50 years beyond what they've been doing. They're ahead of us that much. And that's about right. I mean, in a typical satanic scenario, like your typical protocols of the learned elders of Zion type of policy making, you're looking at hundreds of years of policy development. But the humans that are running our situation on Earth right now, they operate in frames of about 50 years. And it takes us about that long to figure it out. But I'll tell you, I figured it out, okay? This Getty thing. I don't need to know all of the stuff, but I figured it out. I knew it was bad. This minute I drove past the place on the freeway, I knew it was a big deal and there was something seriously wrong with it. I didn't need the answers. I just knew. I didn't know why. Eventually I would learn the why was because the entire stake of the world and the lives of billions of people were at stake, and that this was basically the root of all Satanism on Earth as far as I was concerned. If you want to consider the Magna Carta and the throne of the leaders of the Magna Carta, important, sure. Little hats Nazis aside, I don't need to get into all that, but I do know one thing for sure, and I do know that from their own mouth, they told me this is the answer, this is their weak spot, this is how I personally take them down forever, and there's nothing they can do about it to stop me. And I don't need to know all the details. But we can share some of the details. Now, before I try to get into these details, because I want to get into the latest revelations coming out that basically connect Gordon Getty, Epstein, and Trump. But before I do that, as long as I don't lose my brain somewhere between now and then, I just want to say that I'm disgusted. I really am disgusted. It's hard for me to do this. I mean, let alone my own personal inconveniences and tribulations and dramas and what have you, and the fact that I'm so darn tired of life in general because I've devoted the best part of my life to this mission and given up everything I've earned and worked so hard for, including my family, friends, reputation, et cetera, and on and on and on and on, not least of which was all the money and worldly conveniences and material goods, that I gave up. All my damn guns. So hello, you guys, I know you don't have any idea what I'm talking about, but there was a lot of guns and everything else. But it's not the, as a warrior, obviously, I that's not the part that bothers me. Okay, sure, the ongoing pain of the loss and the sacrifice is forever. Okay, you can't fix that. You can't give me back my life and my family and my youth and my money and all that stuff. You just can't do it. My children, watching my children grow up, can't do that. Okay, so the only thing I have left, of course, is defeating this enemy, and apparently that's probably why it's going to be successful. They are going to get defeated. But beyond the disgust part, before I get into the stuff that talking about Trump, and now Trump is a disgusting person. And apparently Gordon Getty thinks so too. Gordon Getty's still alive. Now, to preface this, I'll just say that I was inside of Gordon Getty's house, and the house that I was in was the one that he shared with his mistress, the Beck woman over there in, I don't know, some part of L.A., Hollywood area. ritzy part, I'm sure. But either way, when his second marriage became public, they vacated the premises and left it vacant, and I was led to it by somebody who basically discovered it with psychics kill, because we did. It's not the sort of thing they advertised, but anyway, she stumbled upon it and she said, "Hey, let's go check this house out." And lo and behold, it was Gordon Getty's fucking house. Neither one of us had a clue. Anyway, so while I was in there rummaging through what was left behind, which was pretty much everything, I mean, a lot. Kendall, if you're listening, I've got some of your stuff. I got one of your photos of your dad with Judge Newsom at Yosemite. And I swear, I wanted to pick up some of your little childhood mementos, like your little pottery pop projects you made at school and stuff. There was this one little clay box I saw that I thought was cool. I wanted to save it for you, because I'm sure you regret having to leave that stuff behind, and I feel sorry for you. But while I was rummaging through Gordon Getty's house, I didn't just find empty Coke bottles and snuff porn and the craziest ass VHS videos you could imagine that he was probably having weird kinky sex to on Coke. Seriously, the guy was sick, if you're just judging by the porn, the videos that he left behind. But he left behind a lot of documents, tons and tons and tons of documents, paperwork everywhere. Okay, and I read some of this paperwork. A lot of it was stuff that he sent out to so-called world leaders, Gordon Getty, from the desk of Gordon Getty type stuff, talking to some president of such and such, premier of this and that, offering some advice on some sort of geopolitical situation. You're thinking, what the hell is Gordon Getty offering advice to these people about anything? And usually this stuff was really bizarre, complex, socio-political, human crap. Okay, very strange half the time. And I think, again, what the hell is this Gordon Getty think he is, and why in the hell would these people listen to him? Never made sense to me. But, at the time, I didn't understand the club. Okay, I didn't understand the club. So why would I understand that? Well, something came out as a result of a House committee. No, I don't know the details, because I know everything in Washington is bullshit. And before I go any further, I want to say something that I know, Ed, this is kind of for you, but I just want to say to all of you out there that are working for this government, this so-called government, it's nothing more than a mafia right now. Whatever the institution was, it no longer is, because it has been usurped by mafia powers, and it is no longer valid. And your laws and your constitution and everything else have been usurped. You don't just fuck the queen and make Rothschild babies and claim the throne in this country. No, it doesn't work like that. You can take your mafia shit and shove it up your ass. But the point is, speaking of ass, you're going to be kissing a lot of it, because all of you motherfuckers, when you don't die, when you don't get your head cut off, and your time is coming soon, you're going to be kissing my ass in a serious fashion, motherfuckers. I can guarantee you that. So you need to think twice about what you do in the future, because if I have the FBI, next time I have the FBI pussies show up at my door to try to intimidate me, I would love to see them try to do something. It doesn't fucking matter anymore, because you know what? I knew before anybody. I know your whole damn fucking game. There's nothing you can do. I know every single fucking thing. I've got dirt on every single motherfucking one of you. And the damn emails and texts and connections are starting to come out. Now, anyway, here's this one that just came out. Now, of course, the media is going to try to spin it in such a way that they can make it political. Okay? It's kind of like the way Donald Trump has been protecting himself against the Epstein files coming out, saying now of course, the Democrats are saying that the GOP means the guardians of pedophilia, which is, of course, a connection to the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So guardians of pedophilia. Yes, they're all the guardians of pedophilia. Everything they do right now isn't just about genocide and promoting Israel, which of course has a lot to do with pedophilia, and stealing oil and making money and putting gold all over the White House and tearing down the East Wing. No. It's about pedophilia. It's about defending themselves against Epstein. Now, here's the thing, and I've been trying to tell you guys this for a long time. But Trump is a little fish in this game. Sure, he was a big shot with the Intertel Mafia. He was the man that was the CEO of Resorts International after Robert Vesco died. And you would think that would put him right up there with Robert Vesco. Apparently, it was not. Because apparently there is another man who is the real granddaddy of this shit, as I've been trying to tell you for all this time, and his name is Gordon fucking Getty. Now, here's a message. Of course, they're going to spin it, so I'll try to give you the actual message. Of course, a lot of it's redacted. There's a lot of names that are redacted. Of course, the only names that we're going to get here are Trump, Epstein, and Getty. And a couple other ones. There's another one here, a guy named Robert Trivers. Robert Trivers is an American evolutionary biologist. And he was talking to Epstein regarding Gordon Getty's theories regarding humans, sociopaths, psychopaths, etc. And he basically says that your gender and your testosterone and your hormones are highly related to the amount of money you have to spend in your socioeconomic place in society, and this is going to have a lot to do with whether or not you become gay or some other weird-ass clown bullshit that Gordon Getty is promoting. Remember, first time I read his clown bullshit, I thought it was fucking crazy. But apparently, to these people, it's not crazy, because apparently to these people, it's their gospel. It's their eugenics. It's what they believe in. It's why they're trying to turn people gay. It's why they're trying to do all this crap to fuck with the humans, because they think deep down we're just a bunch of fucking monkeys, and if you take away our money, we'll just turn gay and exterminate ourselves. Well, anyway, let me see if I can find some of the actual lists here. Okay, here it is. Here's the actual retracted email from Robert Trivers. Let's see, this was sent 4/11/2018, 2:18 a.m. to Jeffrey Epstein. Here's his email, Jeffrey Epstein, vacation Gmail. Oh, my God. Who's it to? It's to Gordon Getty. Subject. There's a lot of other names that are redacted. There's another one here, David Haig. They redacted. But the first name on the list is Gordon Getty. Subject. Trump set to dine with law professor Alan Dershowitz. Care of Norman Finkelstein. Apparently, he was the one that let him know about this importance. Hi. Okay, this is what Jeffrey Epstein says to Gordon Getty. This is crazy. It's mind-boggling, because, my God, the Jewish Nazi is joining our narcissistic psychopath for dinner. How appropriate. Now, the Jewish Nazi, of course, is Alan Dershowitz. Now, to understand the concept of Jewish Nazi, of course, you have to understand the Chabad Jews. And I've been trying to get these people through your head that these mafioso people are Jewish Nazis. This Epstein clown, this Alan Dershowitz guy, this is the Jewish Nazi. The same thing, the Gordon Getty, they're all really Jewish Nazis. So they're talking about their own club here, Jewish Nazi club. And they're saying that Donald Trump is a narcissistic psychopath. Okay, like it's known. This is high importance to these guys. So let me see, what else is there? Okay, here it is. Let me see if I can give you of course, the media, of course, they're going to try to reword this. They go, in messages obtained by a House committee, Epstein corresponded with Robert Trivers, an American evolutionary biologist, a eugenicist, about a theory put forward by Gordon Getty, an influential businessman, not just an influential businessman, but their godfather, their spiritual leader. That Mr. Trump is, quote, psychopath or sociopath or malignant narcissist and must be opposed with full force on that basis, unquote. So, accordingly, Jeffrey Epstein responds, and supposedly he's responding to Robert Trivers, and he says, I think you might be missing the benefit of the psychopath to the group. He is the defender, easily sacrificed, but strikes fear in the heart of other tribes. They are needed as best warriors. Now, to understand this, you have to understand the Old Testament. You have to read the Old Testament, because if you understand that, you'll know that the Israelites had a long history of making a low-life criminal their leader, because they figured that this low-life criminal would scare the shit out of their enemies and do the unspeakable things that needed to be done to defend them. There's a long history of this sort of thing. So, you might be missing the benefit of the psychopath to the group. So in other words, it's a group. They are all part of a group. Right there, it says that Jeffrey Epstein, this other guy, this eugenicist, these Jewish Nazis, with Gordon Getty as their godfather leader, is a group. A very strange group that, yes, what I found out to not just be Zionist Jews, but Nazis through and through at the same time, operating side by side, dual polarities like we discussed in the last show. So he has a benefit because he's a defender. He's defending them from their stuff. He will kill everybody to defend the world from the truth about Epstein. And he's easily sacrificed. They can toss him under the bus anytime they want because they control him. They have dirt on him. Epstein has anything he needs to bring him down. Mossad, Netanyahu has everything they need to bring him down. He says so right here in 2012 or whatever the hell it is. But he strikes fear in the heart of other tribes. Other tribes. There's that tribe bullshit mentality. Who are they? They are the tribe. They are still fighting other tribes like the Amaleks, us. The ones they want to genocide. We are just another tribe that their God says should be genocided. And they need Trump as their best warrior. They need that a disgusting piece of shit Trump. I didn't even want to do a show because I'm so sick of saying how disgusting Trump is and how disgusted I am that so many people still trust him. So many people still listen to him. He's a fucking pedophile. He's committed incest. He is a cokehead. He does everything possible you could fucking imagine. He killed little boys and little girls. He's a horrible person. His entire business empire is based on lies and deception, money laundering, deceit, mafia activity. He didn't make anything. He is nothing but added value. And the only thing he made were those buildings, and he had to tear down better structures to make those things. And he used mafia to make it, and he buried his victims in the foundation with the cement and concrete poured by the mafia, the same mafia that he was a part of. And yet, he runs our government, and yet we have Kash Patel telling people, this so-called pussy Kash Patel that will send fucking FBI to my door because of the treasonous things I'm saying about this bullshit mafia fucking country, fuck Israel. He's actually suing some YouTuber, supposedly, or whatever, because he was calling his honeypot girlfriend Mossad. Yet he didn't even call the girlfriend Mossad. Apparently, the lawsuit says that he didn't even say that. He said that he was just basically saying bad things about Israel. So now, saying bad things about Israel means that fucking Kash Patel is going to sue you for $5 million fucking dollars? It's fucking clown world. If you're not disgusted, there's something wrong with you. If you're taking their fucking money in the form of a paycheck and you're looking the other way, and you're so worried about your own reputation and your mortgage and your food and your children and your livelihood, if you're so worried about it that you will continue to do whatever the fuck needs to be done just to get by so that they don't fucking take all your money away like they're going to do to everybody in a heartbeat as soon as our digital ID system becomes worldwide. My God, everything I've said is correct. Everything. A photograph of Jeffrey Epstein came out of him in Africa, in Côte d'Azur, or Ivory, whatever it is. One of those Western African countries, hotbeds. And he was there because he was helping them install a system to track and control everybody. Basically, a Palantir. He was using this war zone and this undemocratic dictatorship to install and test hardware and software that the CIA developed with Elon Musk, with asshole Peter Thiel, with Jeffrey Epstein, with Gordon Getty, with the whole fucking gang. And they tested it back there. What more do you fucking need? There's Palantir, way back when. There's Elon. There's fucking Larry Ellison. There's Microsoft. There's every single one of them connected to Epstein. Why did they go there? Not just to fuck children. Fucking children was the bonus. They went there to talk about their world domination and their satanic club that they belonged in. That's why they were there. They were implementing policy. Long-term strategic policy designed to control and implement your death. But you don't have to go along with it. You could help me. You could stop fucking with me. You could make this your life. You know, I'm sorry if you don't like my attitude. I'm sorry to all the people that think I'm just a fucking grumpy, angry, old fucking man. Maybe I fucking am. If you lost everything, if you gave up everything for a bunch of ungrateful retards, and you know what? I do appreciate all of you that have been helping me so much. And yes, we've actually did have a few new people joining the group. Hell, we're up to, 7,515 or something last time I looked up. We've looked at it. We've gone up over 50 or something like that. So I know something's going on. My God, maybe the fact that they're actually saying Gordon Getty's name in the fucking Washington, that should give you a clue, people, that this shit is coming down, and ultimately it's all going to lead back to the one weak link. The weak link in the house of cards, as I like to say with my mixed metaphors. Yep, that's my original Getty mixed metaphor right there. Weak link in the house of cards. Anyway, people, I'm disgusted. Yeah, people, I want to give up. Yeah, I've had enough of it. What more can I lose? You know, apparently I can't even lose my life, but I got to be bitter. I'd love to. Well, I'm getting a little bit of satisfaction, but you know, this revenge stuff, no. This is not satisfying to me. Yeah, sure. I mean, when I read this message between Gordon Getty, you know, indirectly, and Jeffrey Epstein, and talking about Donald Trump being a sociopath and referring to them all as being a member of a big club, a tribe. It's like when George Carlin said, it's a big club and you ain't in it. You know what? It's a big tribe and you ain't in it. Okay? Now, those of you that were born in the tribe, like I try to tell you all, it's not everyone in the tribe that's responsible. It's just like the CIA. There's good, conscientious people in the CIA. There's good, conscientious police officers. They're all over the place. Laura sent me fucking food. I got I got a roast in there. I don't know how many pounds it is. It's pretty big. We're going to cook it up tomorrow night. Jose's going to come over here and beef for days. Anyway, and lots of other fun stuff. The ginger, you sent me a bunch of ginger. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I'll figure something out. That's ginger for a year. I mean, hell. Anyway, sorry for the diversion. Did I mention I was disgusted, people? Seriously. It's amazing I even have anything to talk to you about, but I don't like repeating myself. I really don't. And I certainly don't write this stuff down. I don't prepare speeches for you. I don't prepare shows. It's not like I'm having some guest that's going to come here and talk and I'm going to ask questions. Oh, give me a list of the questions you want me to ask you before you get here. I mean, come on, man. Like this information here about Epstein and Donald Trump, I mean, come on. The club says Donald Trump's a psychopath, but he's a useful psychopath that they can throw under the bus because they've got dirt on him and he intimidates everybody. You know, like I said, he's all full of bluster. But you know what? That facade is failing away. My God. It's so bad. Can I, seriously, I didn't even want to do a show tonight. Seriously, I mentioned that I really didn't want to do a show. I figured if I do a show, it's just going to be short because like I said, I'm so disgusted. But I do need to get this information out. And the only thing that's really beneficial about all of this is that the very fact that this did come out, even though the media is trying to distort it and try to make it look like somehow Gordon Getty's calling Trump a psychopath, is a good thing. You know, kind of like saying only Republicans now are defending the pedophiles. Remember when it was the other way around? Huh? When Obama was in office and Hillary was the big pedophile? Now suddenly it's the Republicans? Seriously, people, if you're falling for this shit, you're fucking retarded. And this disgusts me, and I've had enough of it. Anyway, all right. Once again, if you do want to, I don't even know where to watch this video because I don't put these things up, and Cynthia isn't putting them up anymore because she's upset about my Steven Kelley soap opera show, and I hope she'll get over it. But I hope she'll get back on the mission because obviously I'm not the mission. I'm sorry. I like Rambo said. Rambo actually told me to use whatever I have to try to get people motivated. You know what Rambo said? He says. I'm not following his instructions very well. I try to a little bit, but he said work out. Obviously, he said work out. Get all. I'm not doing that. Obviously, I should be, but I'm not. He said to grow my beard out. He said to wear black clothing. Wear only black clothing. I do that anyway. I'm not right. I don't grow my beard out, but he thought if I grew my beard out, wore black clothing, and got all studly worked out, I guess I'd look like Dan Bilzerian, but. Maybe a little taller than Dan Bilzerian, but the idea that this was supposed to help me influence people to the cause, and the idea was it was supposed to make all the men want to be my friends and all the women want to be my special friend. That's just how it is. That's the dynamics of the human nature. What I've found actually is that when I'm most effective is when I have a female counterpart. A complementary female counterpart who will actually balance that energy out. Because in an ideal situation, the power couple are both desirable, if you will. I mean, the men all want the women all want the man. That's the ultimate power couple. The men all want to be friends with the man, and the women all want to be friends with the woman. That's the ultimate power couple. I could think of some throughout history, but Antony and Cleopatra, there you go. There's a power couple. But anyway, so yeah, to achieve that in life is certainly a good thing if you're trying to do a mission like this. But unfortunately, I'm doing it the best I can with what I have, and I'm appreciative of all you guys' efforts. Seriously, the memes and stuff, people still ask me, Joan sent me a message, says, who does your videos? Well, I do my videos such as they are, but it's up to other people to post these things. If you want to help this mission and you don't know what to do, start a YouTube page. I mean, if you put my stuff on YouTube, chances are they'll cut it off. I mean, my God, can you imagine? I'd probably have 15 million viewers or subscribers if I wasn't censored. But anyway, I am censored, and I am cut off. But they can't stop us all. So if a million of you all open up pages on Rumble and YouTube and Brighteon or whatever, and you saturate the place with these silly videos, I mean, I know you got which one's important. I just want to post the important ones. No, you got to post them all. You got to archive it all, because I can't do it. As soon as I do it, they'll shut it down. I'm too busy trying to create the content. I can't worry about producing it and distributing it. I need your help. Anyway, again, thanks to all the people that are working so hard in the group, because obviously I can't do it alone, and you're the reason why so many people know about this stuff and why we're getting to where we are. There's one thing, though, I want to leave you with. I know we got a long ways to go, but one of the things that Trump's doing right now that I'm extremely disgusted about, because as I mentioned previously, there's 3 things in my life that I need that are being slowly taken away from me. Let me see. Can you remember what they are? One of them's food. One of them's sex. What's the other one? Pot. Well, Trump wants to make THC illegal. What the? THC illegal? It's booming. Why? What the hell? But they're not saying illegal. They're calling it hemp product. We want to make hemp product legal. Hemp products, what do they want to do? A hemp product is a rope. It's a canvas sail. It's a bag. It's canvas. That's a hemp product. We don't smoke hemp products. Hemp is fiber. Okay? The bud is the flower. It's not hemp flower. We're not smoking hemp flower. We're smoking cannabis sativa. It's not marijuana. It's not hemp. It's cannabis sativa. The psychoactive ingredient, the active ingredient, which cures cancer, fucking shit. There's a patent on it. It cures cancer. Holy shit. It's THC. Now, there are variations of THC, and because of the recent legalization, the biology and the work that's being done with the different strains, they're coming up with incredible products, isolating terpenes and getting, analyze, CBD oils and what have you. I mean, my God, if you have a brain seizure, you take CBD. I'm serious. That's how you stop a brain seizure. I don't know anything else to tell you. Hell, I had a dog was having brain seizures. She died, of course, but I would do anything to try to relieve some of the agony that dog was going through, and the only thing that would help was CBD. I gave it to her 5,000 milligram dosages, concentrated stuff. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Anyway, the point is that this is real live medicine. And of course, the pharmaceutical industry doesn't like this because, yes, it's become a multi-billion. Hell, just the edibles alone, the products that are being sold, food products that are being sold here in California that have THC additives, made from concentrates it's a $1 billion industry. It's fast approaching a multi-billion-dollar industry. And we always wondered how the Monsantos and the Krafts and these big giant food conglomerates, these agro-industry giants, were going to keep up with these little growers that are operating in warehouses all over the country, at least the state here. Well, anyway, what are they doing? They're adding billions of dollars to the state's economy, and of course, California. It's a big deal, and all the other states want to get in on it, and they are. And here comes Trump. I mean, seriously, Trump? Are you fucking senile? What's the real reason for doing this? Well, obviously, the pharmaceutical companies are in trouble with their mRNA drugs and their inability to try to inflict COVID upon everybody. That was a big failure. And, of course, the 20, 40, whatever it is, $1 trillion of debt that the United States owes, it goes directly to supporting the pharmaceutical bullshit, which, of course, is under the control of the mafias. It's just one branch of the mafia. add in the stock market, banking, insurance, and of course Hollywood. You've that kind of thing. The media empire. Those are the branches of what controls us, the mafia. But anyway, so yeah, pharmaceuticals are shitting their pants. But what is the real reason why they're really worried about this pot? Well, here's the thing. As I said in the last show, the little hats are freaking out because in the kingdom of the little hats, it depends on controlling people and keeping them stupid and keeping them programmed, and they work really hard to do this to everybody from a really early stage. Now, there is one thing that breaks programming, and if you've ever talked to anybody who was MK Ultra or this sort of thing, or My Lab, military abduction, they will tell you that the programming that they subject you to, which is usually psychotropic drugs and stuff like that, is defeated with pot. THC defeats it, ends it, stops it. It's like a light switch. The brain goes, wait a minute. Why in the hell did I believe all that bullshit for all those years? What in the hell was that all about? It's very confusing. It's kind of like when you die and you spend 3 years in darkness, and during that time you're getting downloaded the entire Akashic records, and that whole time you're going, what the fuck? Kind of like I said I was doing when I realized that 20 years they've been doing this shit right in front of my face, and I'm just now figuring it out. And I'm trying to share it with you guys to give you a 20-year head start, and it's only going to happen if you actually listen to me. But I first got exposed to pot when I was like 13 years old. Now, I don't recommend this because pot does have estrogen promotion, and that's not good for young men. When they're growing up, you don't want to be giving boys anything that has anything to do with estrogen. It's like soy. Don't give your male children soy. Give it to your girls, but no. In fact, if you're going to give anything to your boys, give them beef, red beef. It's got male hormone in it. Okay, milk does. Well, milk has growth hormone, but it's bovine growth hormone. But a chicken has a lot of female estrogen in it. Anyway, point is that when I was 13, I was in Catholic school still. And when I woke up, and I'm like, oh my God, suddenly none of it made sense. Did not fit in anymore. And then I went to public school, and guess what? It didn't make sense there either. Everything, I had to redo everything. I mean, that's when it really started, when you started questioning everything, that's when I realized that everybody was really kind of stupid. I realized my teachers were stupid. I realized a lot of things. I mean, some things it took a long time to realize, like all my female teachers were, well, I wouldn't say they're molesting me. Well, let's just say that most of them loved me when I was going through the Catholic school. I mean, even the nuns would have me sitting on their lap. But the only teacher that didn't like me was my first grade teacher, and she was a lesbian. But her partner was my second grade teacher, and she did like me. So, hey, what can I say, right? I guess one was butch, and the other one was not so butch, and the not so butch liked me. So, funny how that stuff works. Anyway, such is life. All right, listen, guys. I do, again, like I said, want to thank all you people that are helping with the mission, and people are trying to help me, give me motivation to hang in there, like eating and stuff. Yeah, eating is important, and yeah, I'm trying to eat, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, it is nice having food around, although I don't have any idea what I'm going to do with all that ginger, Laura, but you'll have to send me some recipes. But if you want to help me out, of course, financially, it's Yahoo, or not Yahoo, but PayPal. PayPal is Steven Kelley 714 at Yahoo. That's StevenKelley 714 at yahoo.com. And you have to say friend or family. And I did get a couple donations from a couple people. I'm not going to say her name. One guy sent me, I think it was $10. Another one sent me 20, I think, just recently. Pretty sure it was 20. I don't think it was more than that. But anyway, I try to send thank yous back when you do that. But sometimes they make me have to sign in to PayPal to do it. PayPal makes me jump through hoops. like send a code to my cell phone. I don't have a cell phone. I'm using someone else's cell phone, just like I'm using someone else's bank account just to have a damn PayPal at all. Okay? So it just be it known. Don't think that just because I have a PayPal that I've got like credit cards and everything else. I don't. Seriously. I'm a broke joke, but that doesn't mean I won't send you something if you need it. All right. Anyway, so yeah, help me out if you can. But of course, the helpful thing that you can do is, like I said, share these videos, join the group on Telegram, which is this Occupy the Getty / Steven Kelley group. And remember, the Occupy the Getty thing, it's not going away. That slogan, whether you like it or not, you think, well, what is this Occupy the thing? That sounds violent. It doesn't matter what it sounds like anymore, what the original intention of it. What it is our flag. Okay, people? It's our flag. The reasoning for why that flag was created may become a little blurry as time goes on, but it doesn't matter, because the point is that this is a flag that is established and recognized, and it's only a matter of time before we are talked about in a less disparaging way. It's like if you ask Grok about me right now, of course, Grok has been reprogrammed so many times you can't keep up with it, but Grok will tell you that I'm flat out, Grok will say, there's no evidence. There's no evidence. Everything I say is BS. It's conspiracy. Never mind it. Gordon Getty and Epstein and all these people are just calling Donald Trump a psychopath like he's a crazy child that they want to take advantage of, who they do. And yet, you all think he's fucking wonderful. I can't believe it. It's like I said, I'm disgusted. When I see him walking around the White House with that gold he has all over the place, oh my God, everybody made a joke and said that when he became president, he was going to put gold all over the place. He fucking did. What more do you need? Proof that this is an ungodly man who mocks us openly. They don't care. They just don't care. You know what they do care about? They care about the Getty. They care about me. They care about what I'm doing. You want to fuck them over? You want to fuck this government? Well, if you don't want to fuck this government, you might as well become a pedophile and suck Satan's cock and be like them. But if you want that shit to end, if you want to be a responsible human, that when you go to heaven, you don't have to answer to God all those excuses that you made for ignoring the things I'm trying to tell you right now. If you want to be that person, then help me out. Find ways to help me out. Use your skills. Use whatever circle of friends you have. Use whatever resources you have. Find a way. Make an effort. That's all we're asking. Okay? Make an effort. Serve others, and this is a great way to do it. Okay? I've devoted my life to it, and I don't expect you to do that. But if I don't expect my contribution, my sacrifice to be a waste either. I already know that I win this battle, but I'd like it to be done sooner than later. And I know that if it takes longer to do this and more people have to suffer before it gets done, and then I'm flaking out. So that's why it's important to me to hang in there and to harass you guys and do everything I can to try to get you to help me. Okay? And that doesn't mean I'm going to kiss your ass. And that doesn't mean I'm looking for you to kiss my ass. The only people that are going to be kissing my ass are those people that I spare from having their heads cut off because they have been helping enable this satanic pedophilia for all these years. And you know who you are, just like those FBI motherfuckers who ran out of my front yard and me yelling at them, you are pedophile enablers, because that is exactly what they are. Kash Patel, all of them, they're all fucking pedophiles. That tribe, that club that Epstein's talking about, pedophiles. If you can't see that, there's something wrong with you. If you think that's okay, there's something wrong with you. If you won't help me, there's something wrong with you. If you think that you need more proof, in spite of the fact that they're even talking about this connection right now, Getty's name is coming up in connection to Epstein right now. If that's not good enough for you, I don't know what more you need. considering that they won't even talk about Epstein, and yet now we've got Getty's name connected to Epstein, with Epstein calling it a big club, with Getty being the patriarch figure. My God, people, it's right in front of your face. Someday you're going to look back on everything I've been saying for all these years, and you'll go, fucking A. It was in front of our face all that time. And it was. And that's my job, is making sure that it is. That's all I can do. And I'd like to think that I'm doing my job, and I'd like to think that maybe I've done my job good enough to earn my place where it should be and to get the hell off this rock with all my sins forgiven, God willing. That's the best any of us could hope for. All right? So with that, I'm just going to remind you again that my name is Steven D. Kelley. Thank you for listening. Oh, you guys over there at Tinfoil Hat, if you made it this long, right on. I'll talk to you later. And guys, I'm not in your group to sell the page. I'm in there because you can talk shit and we can talk shit and nobody gets butthurt. It's like nice not having an admin, huh? On my group, you can't do that. Anyway, so that's why it's nice. If you wonder why I'm there and what I'm doing, that's why I'm there. It's for you guys. It's because we all harass each other. Anyway, such is life right now, right? We're in the meme wars, in the kingdom of the little hats, right? Anyway, folks, once again, my name is Steven D. Kelley, and this is the Steven D. Kelley Show. And we are Truth Cat Radio, the one and only. And God, I'll tell you, Mr. Kitten, I don't know, he's getting old. He's like me. We're both getting old and skinny, and I just scares the shit out of me, people. I don't like thinking about mortality. I'll tell you one thing about it. I hope you guys could scrape enough money together to get me buried. Seriously, I don't want to get cremated and end up in a box on my side. I want to be buried. I want to have the ashes of my kitty cats with me. And I have a stuffed rabbit from, when I was like, 5? I'd like to have that with me. Sits next to my bed. Of course, whatever. My Rolex, whatever, you can keep that. You can give it to someone. I'll give away my meager possessions. But seriously, people, right? Okay, do you understand? I think about things like that. Oh, my dinner's here. All right, once again, my name is Steven D. Kelley. This is Steven D. Kelley Show. We are Truth Cat Radio, www.truthcatradio.com. Thank you so much for listening. Good night. God bless. Adios. So I look for buttons. And goodbye.